Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Today, uh, this is a different kind of videos. It's not for second years or anything. It's actually for third years students or anyone interested actually. It's about search engines and how they work. Although we're not gonna be building a fancy thing, although I already built it, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna show you how I did it and how can you do it as well. So we studied, I don't know, last time something called research d'information or information research, and it talks about search engines. Now, search engines are a lot. We can have this DuckDuckGo, and you can go here to settings, and you can change basically your search engine. Chrome, you can change it. You can use any of this. You can use even Bing, Yahoo, Yandex, DuckDuckQuant, Ecosia, Brave, and Lilo, all of that. Now, so search engines are basically, what did they just say? Search engines are basically programs that run when you run queries. For example, if I run the word search engine, and I search, now the search engine is the one responsible to give me these results. Okay? And they evolve through history. Maybe, okay, it says a software system that provides hyperlinks to web pages and stuff like that. And we studied how they work and how they were built. And now we studied something called binary indexing, and which it's like a very, very beginner or simple, stupid way to index things in the early beginnings of such topics. How did they used to do so? Let's see. Now I have 3 documents here, just this one here. Now I have 3 documents: text 1, text 2, text 3. Now, what do we do is that we have lines or rows and columns. Okay. Now the rows are the number of documents we have. Now we have 3 documents here, so we have 3, 1, 2, 3, and the columns is the number of unique words in each text combined. 3 documents combined. What do I mean? For example, I have this in here and I have this in here. So I don't type this 2 times. I type it only 1 time. Okay. So what do we do is that we fill our matrix. Now I did this in order. So because here another one, this another, then A. Okay, you know what I mean. I think you know. So we have text, we have text, we have this, we have this, we have is, and so on. So all the words in all the documents for every document 1 time only. Now, so what do we do? What do we mean by binary indexing? Is basically we go through each line row system or column and see is another does it exist in the document number 1? See, it doesn't exist, so it's actually a 0. Now, does A exist? Yes, it exists. Does is exist? Yes, it exists. Does another exist? No, it doesn't. And by the way, I use another, not another, because I don't know, there was something wrong in the system where it fetches it when it doesn't. It's not there. So this just I don't know what did that happen. And let's see. Anyways, this is 1. Doesn't exist in here. What is this? Simple. Yeah. And text. Yeah. And this. Yeah. So I'm gonna do so with all the documents, and I'm gonna come back to you guys. Okay. These were the documents. So every blank one is actually a 0. So let's run our program that we built. See if the matrices are kind of the same. So how many documents we have? We have 3. The file number 1 is text.txt, and the file number 2 is text2.txt. Third one is text3.txt. Okay. Now let's see so it's another A is another 1 simple text. This Now let's see or can say the vectors arrays. So 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1, then 1 0 0 1 1 0 0. I don't know what the heck this is not supposed to happen. Now I don't know. There's something wrong in this in this I don't know. I don't know. Is it Python? Because as you can see clearly, the first document was well indexed because text 3 is another one. Another one. Oh, I think he got this from this one, you know? I think this is the issue with my code, but let's, maybe I don't know if it's a problem or not. Now let's search for a query, for example. Now if I use another, it's gonna be fetched in document 2 and 3. Well, it's not the word, but the term NOTHER exists in both of them. So this is another issue I got here. So this is why I used the A. So because now if I change this one, I rerun the program. What's going on? And I have the program. So text.txt and text2.txt, text3.txt. So as you can see, the matrix has changed a little bit. Document number 2 now involves 2. But this time, document number 3 doesn't involve another thing. I don't know. But maybe now because another is small case a and this one is capital A. So this is why. Now if I write another, it's gonna say it exists in document 2. So I think this is how it works, and I think it's actually not a bug, it's actually a feature if you want to make it that way. So because let's say in real search engines, if I want to search, like for example Univ, I'm gonna get universities, you know. So I think it's a feature. Now let's see how the code is implemented. It's actually simple. I am sharing this video with you guys so you know that it's actually simple and you can do it. Now I'm not a programmer, an expert in Python. I talked with GPT and he gave me some bugs. Now let's see what did I talk to with this brother here. Okay, I said what I want to do. Well, I had the well, maybe I'm gonna share this one. But overall, I said what I want to do is I want to, and by the way, he gave me here a solution, but this was using NumPy, and I didn't want to go into using NumPy before I know how to use normal Python. So let me just check the voice size. Sometimes I get suspicious about it. So I said I want to use this project as a way to learn Python as well. So can you help me in a way where you don't give me the direct code, and this is a way you can use GPT in it, but rather relevant examples that I can implement from that. Can you do so? So he said extract unique words, stuff like that. Because in his example here, he gave me a document like this. Now, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use real documents. So he gave me this stuff. I gave him the code and so on. Then I gave him the code. And as you can see, I passed a lot of things without it. And then I gave him the code, stuff like that. So, and he corrects me stuff. Well, it's not about the syntax as long as you know what you're gonna do. Now, so there was a problem in the thing. I couldn't use the file name directly, not like in HTML and stuff. So what I did, I created a variable called it root. It contains the absolute path to these files. So if I copy the path of this file, and let's print it here, for example, you can see text3. So it stops here. So many search engine stops here, and then I add here, like for example, I add root, which is this one, plus the name of the file, which I insert from here. Now, I have a doc list, which is empty. I need to fill it first. Now, I tell him, prompt him to give me the number of files. Then I loop the number he gave me. Of course, in Python, it's old strings, so I gotta convert it or typecast it, as they say, into an integer. And then I give him file name. I tell him give me the file name. And then I open that file root plus file name in reading mode. This is a file descriptor. I'm gonna go into that. Give him this is a function which opens files. Two parameters, the path and the mode. So this is a reading mode. And then I get the content, and then I append the content to the document list. It's like pushing it, like push in JavaScript. And then I close the file. Okay. Now let me just silence this file. And then what we do here, I printed the doc list, or E in doc list print E. I don't know, why did I do that? Yeah, I printed the document. So this is a simple text, this is another text, another one. Okay, then I extracted the terms, as we said here, extract these terms. So they gotta be unique and sorted. So sorted is easy, use the sorted function. And to make them unique, you can use a set. Okay, now this is a type of declarative programming, by the way. I talked in maybe my second video on the channel about programming paradigms. So in declarative programming, you don't specify how to do it, you just specify what to do. Now, this is one example of it. I said sorted set. I don't care how you do it. So this is kind of declarative programming. So it splits them into spaces and then joins them in one list. So this basically makes them one list, because as you can see here, these are actually three arrays. It makes them one join, makes them one array being split on spaces. Anyways, then I printed them, another is one simple text this. Okay. And then what did I do here is I created a matrix and initiated with 0. Now this is a way to do that in Python. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know that. I asked GPT to give me this one. And you can actually use Geeks for Geeks to do so as well. Where is it? Yeah, meta 3 create a matrix list comprehension. Now it takes the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. You use that. This is the thing. You use this to learn and stuff like that. Anyways, we printed the matrix. So the matrix was actually zeros, all bunch of zeros. This is matrix basically 6, 3 rows and 6 columns. You can see. Now, 6 columns actually refer to these words. Yes, 6 words, I guess. Oh, actually, there are 8. Sorry, I didn't count them well. So 0, which means fill them with zeros. So if I use here 1, it's going to be filled with ones. Or blank. This blank, I think it means the previous variable, something like that. Yeah. Because in the terminal, if you use this thing, it's gonna give you the last variable you used. You can check that in the Python documentation. It's actually one of the first things they talk about. So in range length terms, so rows terms is actually 8, so the 8 columns. And then for blank in range number of docs, so 6 columns and 3 rows. Okay, and I printed the matrix. And what did we do here is that we looped through the document list and looked for each term, as I did here, as I did. Now we're gonna do it in a functional way. So we have this to loop through the lines or the rows, and this one loops through the columns. Simple thing we used to do. As you can see, doc list, it's so it's 3, and terms is 8. So if terms, now this is something in Python, it simplifies the stuff. It's actually kind of declarative, because you can just say in doc list and you don't care. So terms G or J in doc list I, if it's in there, if the term G, let's say another, is in the doc list, let's say document number 1, now that column should have the value 1. This is basically what we did. And then we printed the matrix line by line. It printed it line by line. So it's gonna be clear to see. Now, if I remove the printing of this matrix, it's gonna be much better. So I'm gonna remove this one. Now, related docs, print documents indexed successfully. Now, this is just to say that it's indexed successfully, and this array I initiated to store the documents that it appeared in. Now, then I prompt him to give me the query, because these are actually called queries. When I type here search engine, this one is a query. Now, as you can see, my search engine is so basic. I only use one word because I actually did this from Asr to it's almost Maghrib. So we can make it. I'm going to put it in GitHub. If any one of you wants to make it much more efficient, please do so. Now, this is something special in Python. It's like the English syntax. If query not in terms, simple English, just print. Now this F means formatted, which means I can use variables in the middle. In C, as you can recall, we need to use the thing on access the things, the formatters like percentage D and F and L and E and stuff like that. But here we can use the formatted. Formatted. It's more efficient. It's introduced in JavaScript and ECMAScript 6, stuff like that. Anyways, it's not my sorry. Now, else that means it is in terms. So we just need to find the document that it belongs to. So we need to find the index of that word. So if the query, for example, is another, we need to find its index in the matrix. So for example, in the terms array, so another is going to be here 0, for example, yeah? So the word index is 0. So for E in range, length of the matrix is actually, I think it's 8 maybe? 8? I don't know. I'm going to print that later. Let me just print here length of matrix. Just print it so we can see print length of matrix. Yeah. Now, if matrix I and this word index, so this is the line, okay, and this is the row, this is the column. So we're only looking for that column. So this is like a way to fasten things up. It's equals to 1 because, as you can see, we already filled our matrix. If that column and that row is equal to 1, we append it e plus 1. Now, why did I use 1? Because indexing, as you know, it starts from 0. So to be more readable, is we always add 1. Okay, and then we just say the word query, which what you inserted was found in docs, related docs. Now, let's make this example much more interesting. Let's just use a new file. Let's call it text4.txt. Let's add a syntax next. Let's say Python is a very fun language. Now, I don't know what this is gonna do to the code, but let's run this one here. Okay, I have 4 documents. The first file is text.txt. Now this is basic, super basic, so please don't judge me, guys. And text3.txt. Brother is in the background watching some TikTok, so if you hear some noise in the background, yeah. Now, as you can see, another Python another fun is language 1 simple text is query, and it's filled. Now enter a word to look for. Let's say what should we use? Let's use, for example, fun. It said it's found. The word was found in docs4, and the length of the matrix is actually just the number of rows in it, so it's 4. Okay, so the word fun was found in docs4, which is actually true. Now I can use a while true loop to just keep doing this so and so until I choose not to, but I hope this was sufficient for you, and I'm gonna put this one in GitHub and you can add on it, and yeah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم.